610 CKTB proudly supporting Help Kids Shine, a month-long campaign to raise awareness and funds for the Niagara Children's Center. And now, another story of how the Niagara Children's Center helps kids shine.
We are so very close to that goal that we set for ourselves at the beginning of May, which was $150,000, and we are really closing in on that very, very closely. We got a few days left in May, which is hard to believe that May is almost done. But joining us in the studio this morning, Scott Cantor is here. Mom Brigitte is here. And I want to talk a little bit. First of all, welcome, Scott. You look really comfortable with those headphones on.
Thank you.
You want to do this for a living?
Yes, I would.
Actually, what do you want to do? What do you want to do as you get older and realize that you got to work for a living?
Well, that depends. Mainly an architect or...
Wow.
Yeah, the thing about being an architect, though, I wouldn't want to design buildings that are, like, the opposite of good for Earth.
For the environment, right.
Yeah.
You want friendly,
Yeah.
Earth-friendly, smart houses, right?
Yeah.
Good for you. Bridget, Scott plays hockey these days. He's in jiu-jitsu. You play the piano, right?
Did.
Well, you gave it up, did you?
Kind of forced you.
Too much time doing other things, right?
Yes.
For people who don't know, take me back to the time when Scott was born. How old are you now, Scott?
12.
12. Okay.
Yeah.
Boy,
November, I'll be 13.
Wow.
Yeah.
Take me back to the time almost 13 years ago when Scott was born. What happened?
Well, Scott unfortunately suffered a small stroke when he was born.
Wow.
And we
That
didn't
is
realize things, the progression of it, until he was about 9 months old. And then we realized that there was some concerns we had with his physical development. And we turned to our family physician who referred us to the Children's Center and to McMaster, and we ended up getting a diagnosis when he was 2 years old.
So he's been at the center since he was 2.
Yep.
What's your earliest memory of being at the Children's Center, Scott? Do you remember going and doing what? Therapy?
Like, I remember therapy.
Yeah?
Getting my legs stretched and stuff. That's probably the earliest memory.
Yeah. That would be something that jumped out at me.
Yeah. Other than that, I can't really think of anything else other than goofing around with all the balls and the blocks and all that.
So it was a happy experience, though.
Yeah.
In some ways, obviously, some of the therapy wasn't the easiest in the world to go through but how much has it meant to Scott, Brigitte, going forward that he got that help that early?
Well, I think that's the key issue here with children when they have disabilities, whether it's physical or non-physical. It's to intervene at an early age to prevent issues as they grow older. And this has given Scott the opportunity to grow into a strong body and able body. And this has given them the opportunity to do things like jiu-jitsu and play and run and do the things that every child should be doing.
Do you still go back for anything?
Well, yeah. Ambassador.
Yep.
And, yeah, sometimes therapy. Just stretching my leg or getting it not tensed up. The opposite of tensed up, whatever that is.
Loosened up, basically. Because
loosened up.
The Botox treatments work on that, right?
Yeah, they used to
Yeah.
work on that. Because then, some way, I wish I could have changed it, but they stopped working.
Okay.
So, then that's kind of the reason we stopped going to McMaster, because it stopped working, because
Yep.
that was the only thing we really went there for.
Yep.
But yeah, we still go to Shit Oak, Children's Center, all these places.
When you say as an ambassador for the Children's Center, what do you tell people why you're doing that?
I think the main message for me would be two things. One, that I'm not doing this for just myself and fame and glory or whatnot. Probably not fame. But,
we'll give you both.
Thank you. But, I think it's because there's, my mom said, she said, a lot of the kids don't get this help they need at the beginning. And I think that's partially the reason, because they either don't know it's coming because they can't get to a professional, or on top of that, they might not go because they don't they can't decide on a place to go.
Right.
And that's what's good about the children's center, because they got professionals. They have like really good people there, like physically, mentally, like all those things.
Brigitte, when you talk to people about doing this,
Mm-hmm.
do you find people know what goes on up there, or have we still got a lot of work to do to tell people what a great organization we have?
I think there's a lot of work to do, to be honest with you. And I think until somebody has a situation in their family that exposes them to the Children's Center, I
Yeah.
think they're really unaware what a great facility it is, and the involvement they have with the children.
Children's Center serves about 5,500 children and families, so you multiply that. There are an awful lot of people involved. When we were kicking things off a few weeks ago, I saw you at the kickoff, and I mean you're amongst a great bunch of people. I mean, you seem to the therapists, the people that work there, everybody seems to know you. You get along with everybody, and that makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That would have been better to go to if we didn't get there in the last 10 minutes.
I saw you come in.
We made it.
Yep.
But yeah, it's good to be around those people, because then they're people you can trust. They're people you can... Because you don't know... Like, this is for everybody. Like, teachers, your families, your friends. You don't know them for sure until you've spent time with them.
Yep.
And once you spend time with the people at the Children's Center, you get to know them. And then you kind of, like, establish that, like, okay, I know this person. They're going to help me with this.
You want to be an architect, right?
Yeah.
And, 12 years ago, Mom and Dad would have been, hard-pressed to believe that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You couldn't have imagined, but now here he is,
Yep.
well on his way. You're a straight-A student, right? You're going to say
wish.
yes.
I wish.
Say yes.
Yes. In my dreams.
But you enjoy school.
Yeah, I enjoy it. Other than the people that don't make it that great. But
Hey, well, when you get to the working world, it ain't going to be any different, trust me.
I'd probably be running for the hills. Ask NASA to send me to space.
Listen, Scott, thank you for this. Thanks for coming in. And thank you for being such a terrific ambassador all of this month. And if you could say one thing to everybody who's listening right now, what would it be?
On May 29th, there's a fundraiser going on at Sky Zone from 6 to 8. And all the money, or majority of the money that we earn from that, is going to the Children's Center.
Oh, terrific.
Yeah. Just wanted to get that out there.
Sky Zone's on Ontario Street here
Yeah.
in St. Catharines.
So the more people we get, the more money they'll give us, because of course they have to take their share.
What a
right?
great idea.
Yeah.
And, of course, don't forget the plasma car races are coming up to raise money, and that's on Thursday, too.
Oh, and one more thing.
Yep.
Get help if you need it.
Absolutely. Yeah, and now more people know that they can get help, and more families know that they can get help. Scott, Brigitte, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
It's
Thank you.
our great pleasure. It's 28 minutes after 8 o'clock.
Help Kids Shine, raising awareness and funds for the Niagara Children's Center. To meet our ambassadors and make a donation, visit 610cktb.com.